welcome to this week's Olsem Wanem episode. I'm Florence John Duo. In this episode, we feature the work of a church-run non-governmental organization in Western Highlands Province, taking the lead in addressing the high number of violence and social issues in the province. MTV's Mount Hagen correspondent Vasinata Yama reports on the work of the Mercy Works and how they're partnering with police to address social issues in the province.
Social issues are a growing concern for parents and citizens of Papua New Guinea. Some major common problems the country is currently facing are corruption, prostitution, poverty, drug, alcohol and sexual abuse, and many more. These are too many to be addressed at once and by only one organization. It needs collaboration from the government, churches, NGOs and every citizen to address it.
There's plenty of hold-ups, rape, all kinds of things.
After identifying various social problems in the Highlands region, Mercy Works Australia from the Catholic Church's Sisters of Mercy set up an office in Mount Hagen in 2007 and Goroka in Eastern Highlands in 2006 to address the problems. Their programs are designed to empower youths and their families, the helpless and needy, and vulnerable people, especially women and children. Mercy Works Mount Hagen's first project was the sponsoring of sports tournament to involve youths in sporting activities. However, these did not work out and they tried involving youths in agro-farming.
Mercy Works best lo tram lo elbimo lo realization is la potential lo is la talental kadno. So mi tram lo introduce more kind of skills. Mi line mo lo mostly the skills and lo self-reliant. So that all can help him all let lo live lo life lo instead we can plant the way so can lo help mo let. You know so by kind work to na survive.
The youths in rural areas were given bulb onion seedlings to plant, while urban youths were given startup money to look after chicken or sell soft drinks and betel nut to earn a living. Mercy Works have also identified markets for the youths to continue, grow and supply their bulb onions.
And then not young pla we got it kakaruk and enga. And we got a problem lo plus two because I make grade 10, but then we got people fight lo plus blame, so I'm come and stop lo settlement too. Now behind them gives them this plot chance, but look out them kakaruk na am successful.
Mercy Works have also trained youths with life skill trainings, as well as training women for free to sew materials to earn a living. Youths were trained to do screen printing on t-shirts or laplets, methods to plant and harvest bulb onion to meet the consumer's demand, and music classes to identify their talents.
Me now me print me small made Mr. Laos me print Laos too. But me was a print them dilem time blow me Mr. Lotown na kago kaya over the sun in the money so me had logo one but they had lo finish him this over the sanding. So lili 20 kina 10 kina number mix him leme me bam kago number this lagay now. Me pili me mad so screen printing me lucina now me kam salim boy na sta.
So at times we try to think like them. So while working at Mercy Works and trying to work with the youth, you know, we have to go to the places. We have to walk on the streets like themselves. Even we have to tell jokes and all those other things like them so that we can understand them.
Their projects have impacted a lot of youths in Western Highlands Province, prompting them to not resort to crime when life is difficult. Mothers and women who have gone through violent relationships know where to seek counseling and help from Mercy Works. Mercy Works also visits perpetrators and give counseling to encourage them to be good citizens. They have partnered with police, Well Women's Clinic and other agencies to address these issues.
And the impacts we see, now we can see violence. People can look at the message has gone through, people are sensitized, they know where to go for referral. they go straight to the police station, to FSB, or they go and get the, go to well clinic for medical checkup and all that, and then back to the police.
Sorcery accusations and related killings have lately become common in the Highlands region. In 2013 in Mount Hagen, late Leniata Kepari was accused of practicing sorcery and was burnt alive. Mercyworks played a big role advocating against sorcery-related killings and is still providing a safe haven for individuals and families accused of practicing sorcery. In February this year, a man from Chimbu who have worked and lived in Jiwaka was displaced with his family after being accused of killing a youth from that village. Mercyworks have identified a safe house for the accused two children.
So 12 o'clock night, number 3 will come in, or can around house finish. Now, piggy will sing up and then I didn't want to meet last night, Mexico, one and get a mill sleep there. Akrado, roasta, open dual, so I get an emblem Antone. I'm Canado, Rose, open dual, maybe the sleep, maybe of red Nagam. Overnight, a mill asleep, a black home. Midosana, you open dual to say anything. The me, I was walking to Amasla, Bush, car and pull ups red, tight thread, no star. He told me out, Namito, me open door, pull me out. They didn't know, I didn't neck them a doing. No, you don't know to do. You tell him the lagua, you tell by escape to me at Bago, me to him, Logaman to no got it. Nala monkey and big burn, I put him sort la man, Tralan, put it in, put it me over me. Paint them in there. All put him in conchel and back finish it. No, I'll pay me. I'll let him to snipe not Lumina. Mary said, go bring him to it. Mr. Singlet. Mary tries to go bring him Mr. All the middle of a kill you to talk straight out on a minute or two. Mr. One said, no, by the me, and I asked him, Lacamo, they let me understand. And to across Santo Adam and the Mino got some purple.
More safe houses need to be built, and it needs continuous support from the government to rehabilitate victims as well as the perpetrators.
Some of the time have been isolated. Inside of villages, so can send you some time people like you said. People are not, cooperative, or not like assisting police on the side, something.
Welcome back. In this segment, we continue to look at the work of Mercyworks in Mount Hagen and its partnership with the police in addressing social issues. Vasinata in Mount Hagen with the details.
As the business hub of the Highlands region, Western Highlands has always seen movement of people in and out of Mount Hagen daily. Many of them have left their villages in Hela, Enga and Southern Highlands to settle in Mount Hagen. This has seen the rise of social problems with people from different ethnic groups migrating due to tribal fights. In a recent human rights awareness program in Mount Hagen, police statistics show that domestic violence rate has increased from 40 reported cases in January this year to 153 reported cases on February. Only 4 suspects were arrested on January and 8 were arrested on February. Many women have dismissed their cases due to the father being the breadwinner, which prompts women to submit.
Family sexual violence is on the rise. Bagrab logam or beginning in Bagrab logam, we black and accommodate him so that all he can stop isolated, they will be cancelled, and then all can kiss him a good blood tintin. Whether lo kiss him man blow legal court, papa blow legal court, or Mary blow legal court, or no goddamn
MTV spoke to the officer in charge of Mount Hagen Community Police, Inspector Susan Mondia, who works closely with Mercyworks at the community level. Inspector Mondia believes that community policing can solve social issues, as a lot of social problems come from settlement area.
Bipla work bipla emlo educating community law system, so all must avoid him as much as they can long committing more crimes and all offenses where all it back is in Bagarab Ken Indian. Okay, number 2, and peace mediation. Me bless I support him Na work poroman wante mol provincial peace blomipla wante mol urban peace long kamapim belisi inside the community where need long arrest man na go long court where tubla party looking mosem only can straighten mo something.
Inspector Mundiai, after working for 35 years with Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary, has noticed that people are not respecting the law and are not cooperating with police like before. She said community policing should be the front line of policing in the country, and more policemen and women should work in this office to educate and make awarenesses at community level for change to occur.
Time people try long arresting man too much. Every day we have more on the plate long people long arrest him na look long bring him go to court na working process mo. And right here and that's where I think walk through and stop. Maybe should I got plenty place man Mary walk inside of this place example community policing. So that maybe go na school mall man Mary na talk about this is right, this is wrong. You make him awesome, these are the consequences. Kind of so all little by sabe na all look sabe lo Wanem something me right or wrong na. Stop long time lo looking awesome. Maybe can involve too much lawlessness lo country now. I'm not in by maybe looking awesome. You may got peace inside long. Province na communities blomibla.
Inspector Mundiai's partnership with Mercy Works Mount Hagen to address law and order issues in the province has received recognition outside PNG. In 2010, she received an Award of Excellence in Policing in the Asia-Pacific region at Australia's ARC Centre of Excellence.
Time you they are more to the police side of work where Misa Paini mad longen. Me 10 law lean more na poroman good want them all because me look at moli got plenty something all projects long all programs long all it's more law and order.
A highlight of the work of Mercy Works Mount Hagen and community policing is giving hope to street kids. Most of the underage street kids work as taxi boys at Mount Hagen's main market. As little as a 10 or 11-year-old boy will carry market vegetable bags weighing more than 10 to 20 kg for only 2 kina.
Grow big bla mo ligli get gam kari mo lebi bags lo ya gona now grow sa mo ligli pick misi now this lam clearly evidence belong child labor but how ba me bla eradicate him this plan na long a child labor na then long this la family sexual violence na okay something I'm need him big bla effort lo me bla must work together lo work in this layer.
What Mercy Works does is by rehabilitating the street kids and put them back to school or sends them to their parents.
Is to rehabilitate them or put them back to primary schools and they start, getting education from there and then get plenty impacts. Some blah blah taxis start him store, some blah got savings accounts, all this blah kind. Some blah looks in very good marks, but it's called free. Of course, free education. Free education in Gomaklo, year 12. Further on, going to institution. All them kids good lang mat. You may understand also more to 8 years, like 1.5 so because no good. Then they have to fend for it themselves, buy more. So I people are looking the slum, maybe Hanani and something where you can plan him, man can buy his own school fee, or I'm like making one do other things like building house or maybe get some money look pocket like help me go one of them like go and can go.
You're watching Olsem Wanem. In this segment, we highlight road safety rules and regulations. We talk to the Chief Executive Officer or CEO for the Road Safety Authority, Nelson Terema. The Road Traffic Authority was the institutional reform that came into place within the transport sector under the National Transport Strategy.
This reform came about when the old Motor Traffic Act 1950s has been repealed and it has been replaced by the RTA Act 2014. So those functions between the Department of Transport and National Road Safety Council have been merged together. And then the Amendment Act was passed in 2017, where rules and regulations were being approved and then became gazetted in that same year. So actually the rules and regulations effected on the 1st of June 2018.
The purpose of the Road Traffic Act is to provide for the safety of land transport, the administration and regulation of land transport, and the use of public streets in the country. Apart from the very common traffic violations, there is the vehicle modifications done by many vehicle owners, which according to the vehicle standards and compliance rule may be committing a traffic offense.
In PNG you will also see some people, they wanted to, add additional features onto their vehicles like flashlights, because sometimes it's a public street, the vehicle has been driven on the public street. And some people, they've got a problem with the high side. And some people, they might not see it properly. And then it's likely to cause accidents. So these sort of things, they must come to us. And then we have to approve and endorse before they actually put it on their vehicles and start using it. So we discourage, this sort of additional features put into the vehicles. Because some people, they unnecessarily just to decorate the vehicle, they put it on, then it definitely is going to cause road accidents. So we are here to assist and help, and these are guided by the laws. It's also in the RTA Act, rules and regulations. So we will be guiding them to what they're supposed to, put them on their vehicles, or not to put on it because of the risks and for safety of the general public.
The Road Traffic Authority is a regulator, and apart from their functions such as vehicle registrations and driver licensing, licensing of heavy vehicles, licensing of motor car dealers, and licensing of authorized inspection stations, they have the power to conduct vehicle checks and issue traffic infringement notice and charge traffic offenders. CEO Terema also pointed out that cash payments by traffic offenders is not allowed as they have gone cashless.
Well, at the moment we do have gazetted cashiers at the roadside with our enforcement unit, and we do also have cashiers at our office, so people can come and do payments at our office or at our roadside. We do have Aptos machines. We are operating now cashless, so motorists are encouraged to use the Aptos to do their payments.
What the RTA needs now is a centralized system that will work right throughout the country.
When the RTA board was formed, the first project that RTA board approved was to have a system, centralized system in the country to perform vehicle registration and driver licensing, and also the other integrated services like authorized inspection stations, enforcement, licensing of heavy vehicles, licensing of motor car dealers, all would be in one system. So like now we are going into the technology world where we cannot do on manual and like what's happening right now. At the moment, each provinces they are performing vehicle registration driver licensing on a standalone system. So what our intention was to centralize a system so that all provinces will hook up in one system for vehicle registration and driver licensing with other integrated services. The tender was on, and we are now waiting for the CSTV board to make a decision. It is now almost 2 years, and we have effected the new rules and the regulations on the 1st of June 2018. Right now, since we had no system, we have asked MEIL to become our agent to perform vehicle registration and driver licensing in the country. So right now, MEIL is performing on behalf of Road Traffic Authority. But our long-term objective is to making sure that RTA will have a system of its own to perform vehicle registration and driver licensing in the country. And we are working around the clock to making sure that system comes up, because we cannot perform these functions without having an effective ID system in place. So that is a big challenge ahead of us. We are also waiting for the government to release the establishment fund, which NSA approved 8.3 million, which is supposed to put this ID system in place so that we will well coordinate all these functions under using the latest ID system. So, but that is our desire, and we must have a system because we can't perform all these functions without having a proper ID system. Right now, MEIL is performing on behalf of RTA, and they're collecting fees and charges. But in the long run, we are looking at setting up a system which will help us to perform all these functions more effectively with less time and with less cost.
Welcome back to the program. To conclude, we talked to traffic police officers who reiterate the importance of adhering to road safety rules. The Traffic Police Department operates throughout Port Moresby with less than 80 police personnel.
We are, I think, less than 80 manpower, I think, from the traffic section alone. So it's not enough for the many cars you see in the city. There's one man to how many cars a day you see. So we cannot, if there's an accident somewhere on the road, we lack on time to get in there because we cover the whole city of Port Moresby. Only less than 80 manpower, we cannot cover the whole city with how many cars in the city. That's too much for us. But we try our best to get on the road to do what we can. There's many public negative comments coming from people, but it's not that. We are always there on the road trying to do our best to help our public. Some they appreciate it, some they don't. But we are for the people. We are doing what we think is right. That's all.
Road rules are in place not only for motorists but for all road users, which includes pedestrians. Over 100 road accidents were reported within the last 3 months alone.
146 cases of accidents reported for the last 3 months. In those 146, we had 3 fatal. 3 fatal meaning people have died. 31 who were injured. They received injuries and they are hospitalized. Probably recovery, no other scratches on their body during the accident. And 119 damages to the vehicles, minor accidents which occurred, sustaining damages. So these are the figures for the last 3 months. Ignorance of drivers. A lot of these accidents are caused by drunkards, caused by alcohol-related drivers driving and causing these accidents. Also, ignorance of drivers not abiding road rules. There have been no care attitude to drive on and cause these accidents. So it is human error, the driver error, sometimes causes these accidents. Most of it ignorant of using the road rules.
According to Senior Constable Margaret, one of the most violated traffic rule occurs at the traffic lights in NCD.
This is from the traffic lights. Motorists, they don't abide to the traffic lights. They just go through the red lights, driving through red lights. They don't, go and stop when the red light is on. They just drive through. When the orange light is on, the green light means go. The orange light means you slow down to stop before the red light comes on. But normally, many motorists, they don't do that. When they see the orange light, they keep on going. They go through the red lights. So we want them to obey the road rules. Road rules are very important. You don't do that, you get into accident. If you're driving through red lights, if the light is amber, you're not stopping, you're going through, the penalty is 500 kina. That's for the sport fine. When you come to especially runabouts, the law is straight. You give ways to the vehicles on your right. Always give way to the vehicle coming on your right. You just can't go through. You have to give way to the vehicles coming on your right to avoid any accident from happening.
Another important thing for motorists to take note of is that police personnel are not to ask them to pay spot fines, but are to be taken to the police station and go through the process and get charged for their offense at the police station.
The payment on the road, we don't do that. That's the RTA now. That's there because the power, like you said, is already shifted to RTA. Police, we don't have the receipt anymore. They do that part, then they collect the money.
Here are some take-home messages for the general public.
General public should be advised in any situation that probably drivers are not completing their routes. Drivers are doing overpayment on PME buses or negligence of driver, probably the driving behavior is not proper. So what they should do is to take the number plate of that PME bus and date and time where the incident occurred and bring it straight to traffic 4 mile. And that is where policemen on the counter can attend to their complaint. So that is the procedure to, even including if they're involved in accident, they must report the accident as soon as applicable. So this is what the public should be aware of. The important thing is if any accident occurs or any behavior that involved in somebody having argument and whatever, it should be reported. First thing, obtain the number plate. That is the important part of it.
And that's all the time we have for you on this week's Olsem Wanem episode. Thank you to all who have participated in this episode. If you have any comments, questions, or stories you would like to share with us, please send us an email via the address now showing on your screen or post it on our Olsem Wanem Facebook page. Until then, I'm Florence John Duo. On behalf of the entire Olsem Wanem team, thank you for watching and have a pleasant evening.